Welcome, welcome, guys. Thank you so much again. If this is your first time here in the Lions Den, we greatly, greatly appreciate you. We've got an exciting one for you today here with the Blocks team. Me and Scott actually went in on this one just to put that out in front of everybody. We're excited for the future development of the tech that we'll get into here shortly, and let this guy tell you everything that we need to know about this project. We've been in the Telegram. Guys are great. Really exciting to see exactly what it is that they're going to accomplish here in the space. And again, I want to welcome you guys to the Lions Den. Again, like I said, if this is your first time here, welcome. What the Lions Den is the main project owned CEO. My co-host here, Scott, owns the project himself, and basically a short version of Maine. What it is that exactly what you're witnessing here today is what Maine's all about. We bring on projects, we spotlight them, give them a stage to share their information about what it is they're doing in this space, etc. So again, I'd like to say, Scott, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, man. And thanks for introducing and welcome to MultiBlock as well. And thanks to everyone that's joined today. It's a bit later than our normal spaces.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Usually, I'm here with Scott around about 9 a.m. Eastern Standard my time, and we're looking at around 3 p.m. Eastern Standard right now. So yeah, it's a little later for us, but still pretty cool though. We enjoy doing these spaces, and we love bringing projects up like multi-blocks and letting you guys find out more about them, and we ask questions and things like that too. And with that being said, if you're over in our Telegram um, on the main channel, or if you're in the multi-blocks Telegram, feel free if you have any questions, and if we can get to them, we will get some questions from the community, maybe if time permitting. Also, too, you have an option to drop some questions right here on the space down on the right hand side, little bubble. You could click that and type in whatever you'd like to type in there. So, with that being said, multi-blocks, who do we have here with you guys? I'm not sure. Who do we have, Scott?
Kind of share the same main Twitter account just to get us all around. But this is Multi Mikey speaking. Nano is going to be here in a while because he's still currently driving. But yeah, awesome introduction, guys, and I'm quite excited for this AMA.
Cool deal. And I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you.
Okay.
It sounds like you're kind of far away from the mic a little bit.
Okay. I have my microphone set up, but for some reason it's not reading. Wait a minute. Hello? Is it any better now?
Yeah, it's a little better now. You said your name was Mike, correct? Multi-Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man, cool.
Well, or is it like in a scale of 1 to 10? How good is my mic now?
It
okay.
sounds like you're like I'm getting an echo more than anything. Like it sounds like you're in an empty room and you're speaking like an echo behind you.
Let me leave and get back. I think I'll try to fix it.
Okay. So yeah, we'll let him get sorted, and we'll bring him back. Scott, if you want to keep an eye out for him and bring him back up, hopefully we can get that fish. I just want to have the best audio as possible because, man, I tell you, the last one I did with this was it was a little rough with connection issues, and it wasn't. And first time in a long time, it wasn't actually the space fault, like X's fault. It was actually the connection from the co-host that we were having.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Sound like he was in the forest or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, Multi-Mike, let's test it out now.
Okay. Hopefully it's a lot better now. If not, I'm gonna switch to mobile.
Yeah, I could. It's almost honestly the same, but I mean, I can hear you pretty okay. To be honest with you, I think we can work with it, man. No, he switched back to listener. So
yeah, I think it's best that it does it properly because when people are listening, it is really not that good if people can't understand properly.
Gotcha. And let me see. Let's add him again. Here we go.
That's the best we got to. Let's get this AMA started then.
Yeah, that's better.
Oh. Yeah, that's better. Someone fix it.
multi mic Mike, the way we like to start these off, we usually like to get, just as you as the speaker, from multi-blocks, we'd like to get just some, just a little bit of background about you, maybe your history and, crypto and things that you've done in the space thus far. That's usually where we like to start.
Of course, as for me, well, I've been in the space for around 4 years right now, so kind of the start of the bull run. And yeah, I've been eyeing out some projects as an investor, basically. But after some years, I decided to go in an extra step and be part of actual projects that I believed in. And apparently, when I saw and got reached out by one of my connections to MultiBlock, I mean, their utilities are. I don't know if you've read some things about our MultiBlock. I don't know which one of you guys were chatting in the main chat at MultiBlock, but thanks for being there as well, for supporting us on launch date. But yeah, so basically, once I've read and once I reviewed more about the MultiBlock in total, that's where I just got hooked. Like, it's revolutionary in a way how crypto can be used, especially in form of privacy and stuff like that. So that's it for me, and I'm still waiting for Nano. He has a better backstory than I am, but that's pretty much my story.
Yeah, was it Nano that was on the when you guys, before you launched? I know you had a short little one, AMA over with what was it, the Karma Pad. You guys had a space there. Was that him talking, or was that you?
It was actually both of us there. I was there at the first, but Nano hopped in after a while.
Yeah, that was a really good space, man. I actually attended that one like the whole way through, and it was really great. So I enjoyed that one. So since we're on the topic, obviously, so do you want to go ahead and tell us a little bit more, about MultiBlock's current and like the future product suite that you guys got coming up? And obviously you already have something working. Well, I'll let you share that. From what I've read in the chat, it was me and Scott that have been back and forth in the chat. I'm DBS, that comes in there and talks with you guys as well. So if you want to dive into that a little bit and tell us about, your current product, maybe some future products that if you guys decide to do any and things like that.
Yeah, I guess I can give a short introduction about what's the reason behind why we made this in general. So basically, our main product is about privacy and anonymity in terms of your transactions in the crypto space, which is kind of ironic because the main reason why a lot of people have been using crypto other than investment is to make safe transactions in a way that it is as private as it can get. But if you've been here in this space for a while and let's say you're accepting or doing transactions through crypto, you're going to realize it's not really as private or as anonymous. First of all, you're going to receive payments. You need to dox your wallet to the guy you're going to get payments from. And if they're able to check that wallet, I mean, they will be able. If they look into the wallet, they can easily check all the transactions that has been done to that wallet. I mean, even if you're not doing anything sketchy or illegal, you still wanted to have that kind of sense of privacy that no matter what you're spending or whatever you're doing with your wallet is going to be private. And that comes to the question, that also answers the question why a lot of companies, like real life companies, aren't necessarily adapting in using cryptocurrency as a payment because, as a company, they want it to be as private as they can. But as for the problem that I mentioned earlier, it's not really as private as it may seem because a lot of people can track your wallet as soon as you requested some wallet. So one of our solutions, or one of the many solutions that we got, is providing that kind of technology so that once you make transactions, you can send invoices, you can ask people for payment without doxing your wallet, and no one will be able to track your transactions or whatever wallets you're having or you're using. So basically, when you're gonna accept or do any payments. So how we're gonna be able to achieve that? First of all, we got 2 privacy products that are still in development. So first, we got the Quick Swap. So the Quick Swap is just the basic kind of trading method that we got. So it's going to give you a chance to do transactions which would be safer and a little bit have this one layer of safety wherein it can't be tracked. And how we're able to achieve that is by going through a centralized exchange. So when you're using our swap, our DApp that we're going to be doing we're going to be using doing this quick swap is your transaction is going to get through at a centralized exchange. And with that centralized exchange, well, once your transaction get through a centralized exchange before going to your wallet, it's going to add a layer of security. And with that transaction, it will not be the only ones that can see that transaction and which wallet it's going to go to through is by the database. If and anyone who has access in the database of the centralized exchange that we're using. So that pretty much gives that layer of solution, but a layer of privacy. But at the end of the day, it's not 100% because someone who has access to the database of the centralized exchange still have access to your transactions and your wallet. So
Which I believe that's a good thing as well, because obviously if there was like people hackers who have stole money, at least it can still be traced. Like, you know what I mean? So in a way, it's probably better.
oh, did you get cut off? I'm sorry, but yeah, a lot of just to continue on. Yeah, a lot of hackers will. I mean, I'm not sure if it's already hackable. It's already possible to hack someone just by knowing their wallet address. If it's possible, then that is that is something to get worried about. I mean, I know that you can get your wallets like flushed out by connecting your wallet to a DApp, like a suspicious DApp. But yeah, that being said, it's better that only you to get your wallet as private as possible to prevent those from happening. I mean, even if there aren't any hackers, there's still the risk of people being able to track your wallet or transactions, and we all want that kind of privacy and security in the crypto space, and that would be, as I mentioned earlier, specifically and especially applicable for people, for companies themselves, because they're working in a more formal and legal kind of path. So yeah, that's pretty much one of our goals. So not only for the personal use of for people to use this in a personal level, but of course our main goal is to get through the companies, like actual bigger
Yeah.
corporations.
At the end of the day, when you guys are, when anybody that's creating something, right, that's going to make the space as a whole like a more of a safer environment. We've all, if you've been here for a while, we've all seen and read the horror stories of, different things happening in the space while it's being drained by connecting, to different sites and things like that. And then, the whole airdrop thing, and it's just a slew of just different things that are going on. So definitely shout out to you guys, for creating a more safer environment here in the space. Also, another question I had as well for those that haven't seen. Um, Tell us a little bit more about one of the partners that you announced a while back with, because we've actually had those guys on over here in the Lions Den as well. Great group of guys. Lou, I believe, from Houdini Swap. It was said that you guys have a partnership with them. Did you want to talk about that a little bit?
Exactly. So yes, for those of you guys who didn't know, we're actually partnered with Houdini Swap. It's one of the main systems that we plugged ourselves into to innovate this kind of the apps on top of it. So we have the full backing of the Houdini Swap team, which includes advisory and marketing. And they also are a holder of some of our tokens in MultiBlock. So yeah, they're part owners or investors in us. And yeah, pretty much they are the ones that we work with. And we do have some bi-weekly development or technology tech meetings with them as well to make sure that all of our interests are aligned and for brainstorming some ideas for future developments. So yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing, man. Because I follow Houdini Swap closely and have been since their launch back when, and I usually like to attend their Magic Mondays. What they usually do, and they always put out a report. Usually on every Monday. And it says like how much volume and money that has been, ran through Houdini Swap, things like that. And I'm always just blown away of the numbers that these guys put up. So I think it's just amazing, to be honest with you. And
Over
that
at
leads me
Yeah,
to,
shout out to
you
you
know,
guys. You've been awesome.
yeah. And so it leads me to another question that I've got here. So as far as like the revenue that's generated from your products that you'll have out, what's actually done? with that revenue that's generated?
And that's a fantastic question. Actually, 100% of the revenue generated by using our products is mainly 100% going to go into buybacks. And that 100% of buybacks is separated into two parts, which is 90% will go to the staking pool for MBlock holders, and 10% of that will be burned. So pretty much all of the all of the profits that we're going to get from the platform is going to be given back to the investors and holders, especially the stakers.
And that's amazing to me, man. We need more of that multi-mic in the space, which you guys are doing over here at MultiBlock. It really does, because you're using things like Uniswap and different things like that that we're accustomed to, one of our everyday tools, especially on the Ethereum chain, right? But at the end of the day, right, when you use these types of things, a lot of that is just the revenue that's generated is not given back to the holders at all whatsoever. And it's just a breath of fresh air, I guess you could say. With multi-blocks, all the revenue that's generated, like you said, is given back to the people essentially. So I think that, as far as I'm concerned, that is definitely without a doubt a major plus. And I love to see that, here, because I think one, when people start to realize and understand what exactly is that you guys are doing and how it's benefiting them as a holder of the token. And you said split between, buybacks, which is obviously, if you're a main family member, then yeah, you know what buybacks are very well. We are a big fan of buybacks and burns here at the main token. But yeah, dude, I'm really, really excited about that, because, like I said, man, the space needs more of that type of activity, to where that, the project shows gratitude, so to speak, right? With the holders, by doing things like that. Now, as far as your staking is concerned, I've seen in the Telegram that you guys are currently working on that. Is there an ETA for when that platform will be up and running, or?
There's no ETA yet, and just an approximate amount of time, probably in a week or so, because we're also finalizing the APY for the staking itself, because we don't want it to be to give out too much, which will affect the value of the coin. We're still finding the perfect what's called this the perfect ratio, in which it's not going to be too much, it's not going to be too less, but just the perfect balance. And we're still watching on how the base price or the stable floor of the value of the MBlock token as well. So we're putting all of those into account, and of course we'll get that announced as soon as we have the final say from the entire team.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Because I've seen a lot of people, and that's very good that you talk about that, multi-mic, because I think a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of these guys, when they start these staking platforms, they throw up these huge numbers, right? And you're like,
Yeah,
oh man, I got to get rushed to it.
9,000
And then before you know it,
CPY. Those are
yeah, yeah, dude. And it's just not, you obviously know, multi-mic, like, it's just not sustainable at the end of the day, right? So strategically planning, like multi-blocks is doing, I think I, for one, definitely, can appreciate that, because, like I said, I've seen them, like you said, Mike, you got some ridiculous number like 8,000% or something crazy like that. And obviously, man, does it look good? Yeah, it looks great on paper, because that's what you think you're getting. But then, at the end of the day, you obviously, if you've been around the block 2 or 3 times, and you know that that's just not, at the end of the day, sustainable for a project to be able to do that. So
Yeah,
definitely, definitely awesome.
I totally agree. And that's, I see a lot of projects offering like, 200, 300% APR, and it's just not sustainable. And that's why I think we set ours at about 30%, and it seems to be working well. We actually burn more tokens than we actually distribute in rewards, and I think that's the balance that you need to come up with. So obviously, if you're making a lot of revenue, you can offer a higher APR, but if you're not making revenue, then you can't. So yeah, it's definitely worth like not setting it too high, because if you do reduce it in the long term, people will start getting arsy. So you're better off just setting it to what you think is correct. Definitely.
Yeah, that's it. What you said though, Scott, does actually make sense because now that you broke it down that way, with what Multi Mike was saying, right, is that that revenue that they're going to be generating from the product, not only going from buyback to for buybacks, but also that it will be contributed to their stake. And so maybe, like I said, they got to find a fine medium there, but maybe they might be able to do a little bit of a higher percentage just because of the revenue that's coming in. What do you think about that, Multi Mike?
Can you repeat the question again? I'm sorry, kind of cut off there a bit.
No, no, no. I was just making a statement more than anything, saying that since part of your revenue that's generated from your product is going to buybacks, and then the other part is going into the staking, like you said, you could afford to maybe offer a little bit of a more percentage that's actually doable than just someone that's like Scott said that's not even like having how did you say it again, Scott? That a project that doesn't have a product, for example, versus where you guys have a product to where that you're splitting the revenue that's generated from into staking and into buybacks. So maybe you guys might be able to offer a little bit of a higher, whatever percentage versus another guy that doesn't have a product at all. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying
we don't
there?
want to get crazy with the staking because we're not a meme token-ish that provides staking. That means that they don't really need to develop anything other than marketing. But on our side, as for the revenue of the app itself, it's going to be going back to the stakers and the loyal holders. And as for how we do the marketing, it's going to be in the tank itself in the token. So that's how we do all this marketing stuff. But yeah, as for our product itself, it's a way for us to reward the holders and pretty much put more value in the MBlock token itself. So yeah, as for now,
Yeah.
no concrete, but yeah, we'll take that. You got 30%. What was the ratio that you got in yours?
Yeah, as is about 30% APR, but obviously I'm in some projects which offer like 100%, 150%, and they're still doing all right. But at the end of the day, it's not sustainable long term. But what I think what we're saying is, if your staking is determined by your revenue, your APR can be variable on how much revenue and for
Yeah,
example, how much profit you're making. Obviously, if as long as you make it so you can adjust it. Obviously, if you're not making revenue, you can make it lower, and then when you are making more revenue, you can give more incentive. That's what DBS is saying.
exactly. I think that's the one what we're also looking forward to. Like once we got the stable amount, like the base revenue that we got from our platform, then we can decide on how we're going to distribute the staking rewards and to say
Yeah, that's cool, man. Definitely, definitely. And like you said, you guys are still ironing out the details before you obviously, come up with the number that you're going to put out there for that type of thing. So let's do this now. Let's talk about the token, itself. Did you want to share some of the tokenomics and maybe go over, your pre-sale and your private sale, things like that, just so they, the guests here have a little bit more information about the token itself and the background of it.
of course. So as for the distribution or the tokenomics are of the unblocked token, so 40% were put on in the pre-sale. So basically 40% of the pre-sale holders held yeah, I think the biggest piece of the pie in terms of the total supply. 15% goes into liquidity, 15% in reserves, and 30% will be reserved for staking. 7% will be for partnerships and advisors, and 5% for the centralized exchange, and 5% for the team tokens. And would like to iterate that the team tokens and anything outside the pre-sale and the private sale is going to be it's locked basically. So yeah, pretty much it's our way to go. But yeah, for the pre-salers and the private sailors, it's all released. So the chart that you're seeing right now is everything. There's no vested tokens from anyone other than the lock tokens. So yeah, it's as real as the chart is as real as it can get.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so basically, all the private sales and all the public sales have got their whole tokens now. That's what you're saying. So there's going to be like no unlocks, which that's the best way to do it. When you've got tokens vested, you're always scared about sell pressure, so you're better off letting all the early people out. which normally happens in a
Yeah,
pre-sale, and then just concentrating on
it's
building.
just like it gives an illusionary like pump. Like it looks up, but a lot of people are just waiting for their tokens to get released to sell off. So we wanted to make it fair for everyone and to have like a legit kind of price point and market cap, so that anyone has a fair chance. It's gonna be fair for anyone who wanted to buy in. It's not gonna be like someone just wanting to sell off any buys because they still have some held tokens that are still vested. So yeah, that's the way we wanted to go with.
Yeah, that makes sense. What about the invoice system? What's the ETA on this?
As for the invoicing system, Nano is the best person for that, but I guess I'll try with the best I can since Nano, I believe, is still not here. So in the invoice system, like in a nutshell, you're gonna put your wallet in what currency you want to receive your tokens at, and then you're gonna be generated a link, and that link can be opened via Telegram, and it will be, the other person can pay it using any of the currency that he wanted to pay at, and the system will automatically convert it with the help of Houdini swap as well to swap it to the desired currency. And that kind of what makes it private is that the link you will have is going to be not linked directly to your wallet, and it's going to go through, as I mentioned, through a layer of protection that will make sure that the transaction will not be doxing your wallet, because it will go through the centralized exchange or some layers of security. But yeah, for now it's in the process of development, so that's pretty much the plan that we have for that.
So with the invoicing system, like, I mean, are you guys aiming to maybe like get this out to different businesses, or how would that work exactly? I know you said that Nano is basically the guide for
Yeah,
that, but if you don't know,
yeah, reaching out to businesses is the goal. Of course, we wanted to try it out with like our holders or the people as well in general. And once we're more comfortable, because bugs are due to happen, it's gonna happen. So we wanted to iron it out. Of course, other than the testing that we're gonna have for ourselves, we wanted to have the people to use it for themselves as well. And once we're comfortable with the development of the product, then we're gonna start pitching it to businesses or maybe companies. And yeah, hopefully we'll get some of them cleared up.
yeah, that's really cool, man. Because like with a system in place like that, you guys could use influencers that might need services, payment for different services and things like that. So it's really good. Yeah, you make sure that the whole platform is ironed out and ironclad, so to speak, before you want to go in and jump the gun and introduce that to like businesses and things like that. I think that is very well thought out, and definitely would recommend that. I've seen it many times. To where that somebody comes out, a business or project, whatever, comes out with a great idea and a great project, but they usually jump the gun and don't, so to speak, stress test it enough. I'd like to say before they, put it all out there and then end up finding out that there might be little tweaks and things like that. To do, but yeah, I would definitely think that that's a great thing that you guys are, using the community. Hey, community, test this out, and report back to us and let us know if there's any issues and anything like that before you decide to roll it out, on a mass scale.
Yeah, to be honest, we're already
So
using that as a payment method to send payments off to the marketing. So we're already kind of testing it, and so far we've had in the app that we've had in that swap, we've had over 25K in total assets being transferred or traded, and so far we've never had any issues by far. But of course, we're gonna wait it out for a few more days to make sure that everything's ironed out, and we'll see by then how the development will go.
yeah, that's really cool, man. And it's always exciting to see that you guys launched, um, and already basically hit the ground running with products and things like that. I'm seeing that a lot more nowadays in this space. I see Wadi out here. Shout out to Wadi. Love that guy. Uh, but yeah, like I was saying though, what it is though is like you've seen so many projects. I think like back when years ago, it was like the norm thing that like projects launch and they're like, well, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and and some of them did pull through, but majority of them did not. So it's almost like a fresh breath there now that you guys like MultiBlocks are coming out and already have something to show, right? Like you guys. have something to show, like a product to show for it, and you're not just saying, hey, well, we plan on doing this and we plan on doing that, etc. So another question I've got here, Mike, is what kind of, I know this already just by being in your Telegram and hanging out and listening to you guys doing what you do over there. But for the audience, what kind of marketing do you guys plan on doing just to, to get the word out more about MultiBlocks itself?
Of course, love to answer that. So first, we got the 28 Days of Shield AI Marketing by Brothers Marketing, where we've been trending. The MBlock token, which is our native token, is trending in the US every day. I'm not sure if you're seeing that, but yeah, that's one of the efforts that we're pushing by the Shield AI. And we got 2 YouTubers that are lined up and doing in-depth reviews. So we'll get that uploaded about the MBlock token, the review about MBlock token. And we have several more AMAs that's going to come. I mean, before we even did the pre-sale or the private sales, we only had like private AMAs with like not so big community groups. So just now we're starting the hardcore external AMAs like this AMA with you guys at the Lions Den. And yeah, we have more to come, like the bigger ones that we're trying to get to have as much reach as we can get. And yeah, so another one is we have one live YouTube AMA. That's it's currently one of the things that we're trying to work on, because a live YouTube AMA would be, hopefully we'll have a bigger audience, and once we've got that cleared out, yeah, hopefully we'll get more traction in terms of getting the word out for our token. So
yeah, that's cool, man, because I just like at the end of the day, right, being with Scott, so closely with Scott, in watching him do his thing here at Maine, right, it's just like I understand the importance of the presence of a team, or the individual. Like with you guys, there's several of you guys. More with anything, it's just Scott that's like setting up the AMAs, talking to different potential partners, etc. So I mean, the guy's literally nonstop, like all day, because at the end of the day, yeah, I come on here and I help him with the AMAs and things like that. But essentially, he's like a one-man band, I guess you could say, right? So shout out to him for doing all that. But yeah, it's great to see that you guys have a plan in place, because I've said this numerous times, on spaces like this, with the abundance of projects that are launching all the time. Now it's really up to the project owners and the guys that support the project to see what we can do to go beyond what other projects are doing to be more into the spotlight. And I truly, in a situation like I just described, I truly believe that that is the only way that majority of the projects are going to succeed. It's almost kind of like, so to speak, the loudest person in the room. I'd like to use that. But like, it's great to see definitely that you guys are well on your way as far as having AMAs like we're having today. I know I was over in a Telegram VC with you guys, I believe yesterday. You had one over with KarmaPad before you guys launched. So it's really, really good. It's a bullish signal, I guess you could say, for me when I see the team, updating holders, and doing things like we're doing today, just to further push the project out there. Because especially with these types of spaces that we have here in the Lions Den, I think that for one is one of the best things, the best tools that's available for any project itself, is to be able to have these types of spaces like this. And then obviously what you're seeing here, we can have hundreds if not thousands of people join and hang out and listen to exactly what it is about the project. And then at the end of the day, they make their educated decision whether or not they want to get on board or not. So with that being said, yeah, man, shout out to you guys for that, and constantly coming up and continuously doing things like this and with marketing. Because like I said, there's no way around it, man. You know what I mean? Marketing is key, in order for you to get a project out and about to to the masses at the end of the day. So with that also, Mike, as far as we're right here going into February of 2024. What did you guys have planned? Maybe if you could put that out there for for the rest of the year, as far as that's concerned, like different things that you may want to do and stuff like that.
Yeah, before I answer that, yeah, so to also to continue on with what we were saying, yeah, we believe the best kind of marketing is communication. We wanted to update our team or our community that we're here. We're not just randomly pinning messages. We wanted to be verbal about it, and we do that by doing this kind of AMAs to make sure that we're answering questions. The team is here to give updates. I mean, not just internal AMAs, like external AMAs to work to get the word out as well. So yeah, with this kind of growing the community through our continuous updates and communication, yeah, that would be our one of the bigger assets that we believe in. Believe that will improve our overall product and of course the community as well. So to answer your question, as for the developments, so now we're currently fixing the things with the staking. That is our priority right now because it's going to be where the rewards from using the app that we're developing is going to go to. So once we've got that set up, the next thing in line is going to be the invoicing system. We wanted to completely iron out everything about the invoicing because I think that's going to be one of, if not the most powerful product that we're going to be developing. So hopefully we're going to get some more some beta testing, more beta testing, and open to the community perhaps in the following month or so. Or yeah, following month is like tomorrow in our time zone. So pretty much that February will be the day that we're gonna be testing out for the open in the open for our invoicing system. But again, no ETAs as of the moment. We're just giving out some dates. But it's if everything goes to plan within February, it will be the product will be out there for beta.
Yeah,
Official launch yet?
yeah, that's great, man. Because like you said, like I was saying before, with crypto being the way that it is, and only getting bigger by the day, right? Security is definitely a main focus in that, and especially considering, like you said, you're not just some meme token, right? You've got a utility, and it's going to be a great utility. When it's out to the masses, and there's many thousands, if not tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people using, maybe even on a daily basis. But security is a thing. So I for one can definitely appreciate that, like you guys not rushing to get everything done quickly just so you could say, hey, we've got this product, take a look at it. Because when you're connecting wallets and doing different things in that fashion, then security is definitely key with that. So let's see, Wadi, did you have any questions for MultiBlock, or are you just up here hanging out with me? I know you love me, Wadi.
Yeah, what's going on, Scott? What's going on, DBS,
What's up, brother?
MultiBlock? Nothing much.
Yo,
You cover most of the question that I was gonna ask, and so far I'm just listening because it does sounds interesting.
good
Yeah,
to see you, Waddy.
absolutely, absolutely, and thank you as always, Wadi, for coming up here. So, I mean, that's really all the questions that I had, for you, Multi Mike. I know we were waiting for what was it, Nano to come up, but I guess, like you said, he's driving, or whatever the case may be there. But if there's any other information that you would like to share with the audience while we have them all here, I mean, I know that we could share. Me or Scott will get up a post going, and we'll do share your socials, which the Telegram, and obviously your X that you're on right now. So everybody in the room, if you'd like to give MultiBlocks a follow, that'd be great. And then also too, if you wanted to go out, and maybe talk to somebody, they're very active in their community over there in the Telegram too. So there's always somebody there, which I really, that makes me feel good. Is if you have a question, you're able to go into the Telegram and ask your question, and somebody will get back to you as soon as possible. So that's a really good thing there. So, Mike, if you had anything else that you would like to share, you can fire away.
Okay, so yeah, I wanted to add earlier as well because despite that we're saying that we have plans for February for the invoicing system, we've already developed the swap, in which the privacy swap, wherein you can send assets to whichever assets you want them to receive, like anonymously. So you can check that out in our DApp that can be seen in the website. I'm not sure completely. I haven't tried it for today, but yeah, basically that's what I've said. 25K in total assets have been swapped here without any problems as of yesterday. So yeah, we have a working product. We're just developing another working product, which is an improvement of this current product, so that it can be utilized in a more not corporate, but like in a business or a larger scale. So yeah, that's something to look into. We're not just saying that, okay, we have this, we're gonna have this, we're gonna have that without any proof. We have the first step So the next step is the invoicing system. So that's the kind of development that we're going with.
Yeah, that's good, man, because I actually did see that. Now that I don't even know why I didn't even mention that, to be honest with you. I actually saw that to where that you guys are actually have generated your first set of revenue, from the, from the product that you guys have out there. So that's really exciting, man, because like I was saying before, and you said, Mike, it's not about me sitting here and telling you, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. Like I was going on about before, like I mean, we've heard that. I know Waddy, and then God knows I know Scott has heard it many a times. Like, we plan to do this, we plan to do that, but it's always really good to
Uh,
see, that you guys see something in the works, or actually being able to use it, as well. So that's awesome to me. Scott, did you see if we had any questions or anything like that in any of the TGs, or we good to go?
Yeah, there's a few asking. I already know the answer because I actually asked the CEO earlier about whether they applied for like data sites like CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, and stuff like that. And he did mention that they were going to do it. I'm not sure if it's been done, but do you know anything about that, Mike?
yeah, of course, that's always in the cards that we're gonna do it, but yeah, we can't give a specific date on how the listing will go, but yeah, that's something that we're gonna do.
Yeah, that was just basically it.
I think
And
not a
more or less, they
better
were just
specific
asking.
answer for that, but it's not here yet. But yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I spoke to Nano earlier, and I know he had stuff to do with his family, so it's a hard time of day for, like, it's 8:45 where he is. But yeah, it's been great speaking to you guys, and obviously you're more than welcome to come back on when your other product goes live. I know it's hard with development, and things take time, and obviously people are really impatient in this space, as we all know. So all you can do is keep doing your best, mate.
Now, of course, no matter what, we're gonna be here to stay and give all of the updates, developments that we're gonna make, no matter what. We're working our asses off here, and that's the commitment that we have for this project.
Yeah, that's it. That's great, man. And Mike, absolutely too. And if you didn't have anything else to share, we'll go ahead and close it up for today. And like Scott said, man, as time goes on, we're back and forth in each other's telegrams and things like that. So I'm sure, that will continue to be, like I said, me and myself and Scott also. I think Scott jumped in the private sale, and I jumped in on launch. So we're excited, for you guys to continue to develop, and continue just to show up and show out every day, man. And you guys are well on your way as far as I'm concerned. They are, like Scott said, a lot of impatient people in the space nowadays. But as long as, like I've said many a times on this space also, is that as long as you see a team that is showing up each day and putting forth effort and trying their best. I mean, as far as my opinion is concerned, that's basically all that you can ask for at the end of the day. So, with that being said, did you have anything else as far as like closing remarks, Mike?
Yeah, I just want to shout out our community. Thank you so much for all the support and for all those fighting us. We'll prove you wrong. Just wait in the upcoming days. We're barely 2 days as a token. More developments will come, and we're a utility token. We're not just a pump and dump. You've heard that a lot, but pretty much we're gonna prove you guys what we can do by the development of the product that we're going of the products that we're gonna be having. So yeah, hopefully you'll keep supporting us. And for the people here that just heard of us here at MultiBlock, you're more than welcome to get it on our Telegram group, and we're gonna be happy to answer all of your questions over there as well if it wasn't covered over here. So that is it for me. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. And you are right about that, because I've had several questions myself, and that's why I said that I wouldn't say certain things like that if it definitely wasn't true. And you are very correct about that. If anybody here in the room, feel free to join, the multi-blocks Telegram, and go ahead and if you have any questions, Mike or anybody over there will get back with you and answer all the questions that you have. So, with that being said, guys. Appreciate each and every one of you guys showing up here in the Lion's Den. You could have been anywhere in the world today or night, but you decided to come out and hang out with us here and listen to MultiBlocks. it going in and out about their utilities and things like that. So again, we appreciate you guys, and we will catch you on the next one. I hope you enjoy your day or night. Bye-bye.